Hey guys, I'm Wilson.
I'm Kelly, and
we're on the Mewve. Today we're going to take a tour of the Woodford Reserve Distillery. So pretty unique place on the National Historic Registers list, and a very historic location here in Kentucky, in Versailles, Kentucky. And that is the way it's pronounced here.
Here.
Yeah, they
so
like
the French say Versailles, I'm sure.
Yeah, they like to change things up a little bit. But bourbon, of course, is after the Bourbon family over in France, named for them. And so we're going to take a little tour here.
No one ever does, do they?
Right.
Right? Oh no, we'll take care of it. We'll make it nice and easy. I want to describe a little bit of what we're going to see on the way down the hill. This is an old site as a distillery. We do have a tax document from 1812 that places Elijah Pepper on this property. Now, he was primarily a corn farmer. That's what they were all doing. He was Scot-Irish. It was perfectly legal, practical thing to do was go ahead and distill your corn crop, because, you know, people comment that it's beautiful here, but we're in the middle of nowhere. So think back to 1812, right? Truly the middle of nowhere. So what are you going to do with all this corn that you just milled in Millville, aptly named town? Well, if you're Scot-Irish, you're going to distill it. And it's his master distiller, a name you may have heard before, Dr. James Christopher Crowe. Doc Crowe, we call him, or Old Crowe, right? That's the same guy. Oh. Yes, he had studied at the University of Edinburgh before coming to Kentucky. Chemist, distiller, and for the time, physician. So there's your new hire right there. Now, he dialed in and perfected the sour mash technique that we still use today, and we'll talk more about that in a little later. He didn't invent sour mash, but what he did was apply his knowledge in chemistry to really make it work. It was hit and miss before.
I guess we're going up. Yep, so going up.
To make the extra time investment, you get more depth, more richness from these flavors. So we fermented a full 7. few basic concepts here. Number one, alcohol has a lower boiling point than water. When we heat up, as long as we're not vaporizing water, we can lift up alcohol. Also, these other substances we know as flavor, banana flavor, cherry flavor, well guess what? They have boiling points as well. And it's almost like this was meant to happen. They're right in that pocket of 190 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's where we're at when we distill. So we're vaporizing alcohol and and it's because of this warehouse. When they built it, they put in a giant steam runner under the floor here. Got these little coasters. Now these coasters are yours to keep. They have flavor wheels on the other side. Let's go ahead and pick up the one on the far left. The cream colored one says Woodford Reserve or whiskey. Turn it over and you win a prize if you can read that. Just a wee bit small on the print there, but I happen to know what's on this coaster. It's something trending a lot. It comes from wine, I happen to know, called top notes or barrel notes, but just wave it under your nose like this. Slightly open your mouth. I prefer top notes because that's not all barrel. Think back to fermentation. Banana. There it is. Now you know where it came from. Yeah, it's right on top in the foreground. There's also butterscotch, caramel, a little smokiness, a little wood tone, almost like cedar. Now check this out though, and tell your bartender you're doing this tonight. Swirl it around, let them know you're breaking the surface tension of the alcohol. Please stand by while more aroma is released. You'll either annoy them or delight them. Right? And that's how you're going to gauge your tip, right? If they're delighted, that's your
Swirl your glass.
Now, put your hopper right in there. Ah, do you see how it brightens? Lemon citrus seemed to just bloom out of nowhere, didn't it? How about black pepper? Cinnamon, clove. That's from the rye. We're going to talk more about the grain note.
So guys, we just got finished on our tour at the Woodford Reserve Distillery, and it was a really neat experience. It was about an hour-long tour. We got to see the fermentation process. We went to another distillery, we didn't get to see that. So that was really neat to see inside the big cedar barrels where they're fermenting. We got to see the stills. We got to see the bottles and the barrels in the warehouse. When I walked in that, I felt like I was walking back in time.
Yeah, it was like in the early 1800s, 1700s, something.
It's a beautiful warehouse.
All the barrels just
to walk
stacked
under them. It was really neat, you know. So I felt like I was walking back in time. And then after that, we got to go over to do some tasting.
Oh, we did get to see the bottling plant, but unfortunately today is Saturday, July 3rd. And operations were kind of at a minimum today based on the holiday schedule.
But we were able to go in after that and have a good tasting of all different types of their bourbons and whiskeys. Really great experience. Our tour guide was awesome. We learned so much history. Definitely recommend stopping here. It's a beautiful set of grounds. Basically riding in is the postcard for Kentucky. All the horse farms around, all the fences, beautiful green rolling hills. That's what you experience when you think of Kentucky, at least I do. We definitely recommend stopping by Woodford Reserve Distillery.
And you don't have to be a drinker to take a tour, by the way. We're not big drinkers or anything.
I
but
barely sipped.
But it's just a cool tour just to see how the process is. And I've always been curious about how alcohol is made in the first place, the whole science behind everything. So come down.
Neat history, too.
Yeah, neat history as well. If you like history, it's a pretty cool thing to see. Our tour guide, Rob, was very good. Thanks, Rob. We appreciate your time. And Kelly's still skirting around with her ACL that's not attached right now. And they gave her a nice little golf cart.
Ride down that big hill, because it is a good little hill to get down to the area where we had to go tour. So that was very nice. Yeah,
about 30 steps to get up into the mash house and the actual distillery area, so not too bad though.
Yeah, we got a little golf cart ride, so that was really nice. I appreciate them accommodating my injury.
Yeah.
So stop on by. We'll see you guys out on the Mewve.